Sorry about that, everybody. All right, we're back.
Yeah. So, yeah.
We're talking a little bit about your master's thesis.
Yeah.
It was on war photography.
Yeah. So contemporary war photography. But I was really interested in. So I mean, I was interested in like kind of the relationship of like how social media was influencing like the representations, social media, technology, whatever, what have you, was influencing the representation that like soldiers were kind of portraying of themselves during wartime. So much had been talked about, you know, how embedded photographers were representing soldiers during, you know what I mean? But I was really interested in like, now we have the ability with smartphones and whatever, small cameras. They tried to ban them, but yeah, there's like no way you can ban them. You know, soldiers have the ability to document more and more, and you know, they're unfortunately documenting like the brutality of war as well. I mean, they're documenting. I was so fascinated with these, and this type of photograph is pretty. It's pretty uncommon. I don't even want to say uncommon, because I'm sure they exist. Like, in, you know, it's some people. It's like the people who have gotten caught are like, you know, the only instances in which, you know, we've seen them. But you know, soldiers would kill like insurgents or even like innocents, and they could take photographs like with the remains or like with the bodies. And I was really interested, and they would share them around as like, you know, people would as with trophies. And I was really interested like in what the war trophy meant, you know, and then how it's kind of evolved, you know, the more and more like now the technology, it's like you don't necessarily take something physical, you take, you know, this photograph, and that kind of imbues the symbolism that you're looking for like in a war trophy, which I thought was really interesting. So that's a little bit like in a nutshell of what it turned into. But yeah, as far as like what I'm doing now, and it's kind of sad that I don't have a lot more kind of going on as far as like art history. I mean, I read every once in a while, or, you know, Powell's has been like a really great, you know, a really great place to be, and I'm more collecting books at this point rather than like actually reading them. But I would like to get back into it. When I kind of realized what the art scene was in Portland, I was like, this is really great, but it's really like A, and then there's Z. There's like the galleries in the Pearl District that are trying to compete with like national galleries, or that are trying to bring in, oh, this is like, they're plucking, you know, artists from the East Side and moving them into the West, and be like, oh, this is this artist I just discovered, and it's like, but they're misrepresenting them in a way, and I thought that was really frustrating. And I really wanted to kind of try to collaborate with some friends of mine from school who were artists. Majority of the kids I went to grad school with, even though it was an, you know, non-artist or studio art or fine art degree, like a lot of them were artists and practicing. And so I thought it would be really interesting to kind of like collaborate with them, but it just kind of fizzled. Nothing really ever worked out. So I mean, really for the future, especially being in Portland, like I would love to try to, you know, it's almost what you guys do. It's like I would love to try to like not discover artists, but to kind of bring artists in as like a collective, but also do publications, and you know, do like videos are great too. And I mean, that's something I really would like to get into more and more. I think Portland's perfect for that, and the East Side is perfect. It's funny, I just have really noticed these differentiations between what like East Side galleries is so horrible and like West Side galleries are trying to do, you know. So that's something I've really thought about. But again, it's like life kind of takes over, and you're like, oh wait, I have to find a real job, and you know, which is for all of us. But yeah, so that's kind of the future.
Well, if you're interested in collaborating, let me know. Like, I always need help for all sorts of different stuff, and
yeah, awesome. But and it's tough because it's like I had such a voracious like appetite for like learning and art, and it's tough when you're like, oh wait, where did that go, you know, because it's true that like life kind of kicks in. And so now, yeah, working full time, but it's lovely that like I work for McMenamins and I work in a historic hotel, so like today I have to go in because I'm going to give a tour, like you know what I mean. It's like fun to be able to still like, you know, give tours of places and like of history, and you know, I'd love to work someday for the McMenamins like history department. It's like they have historians like on staff, and it's awesome. Like that would be a great job. Yeah. So and I'm also like history is still like a hobby for me too. I feel like I'm also a part of like a volunteer organization that is like one of our tenets is historic preservation. So I'm still trying to kind of like keep that, you know, alive, you know, even if it can just be a hobby at this point. So So
Right on.
yeah, so it's been pretty fun. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
So the last thing that I wanted to talk about was the gallery that we're throwing at my house on the 28th of August.
Nice.
So a little more than a month. We're gathering all sorts of artists and musicians, and might even have some like a culinary artist come in and do like hors d'oeuvres or something.
Wow.
I'm not quite sure on that yet. But
yeah, that's such an interesting phrase, culinary art. Yeah, it's awesome.
It's completely art.
Yeah, it's true. I'd never thought of it before.
But yeah, so the 28th, live music, free food and booze, and the paint on the walls.
It's pretty beautiful, yeah. The mural that's on the wall.
It's crazy. It's like a big,
become
hectic,
its own thing.
Big hectic mess.
Well, and it's funny, when I was looking at it the other day, I was just like, oh my god, there's a lot. You know what I mean? My brain was just like, oh shit, there's a lot for me to like, I can't overanalyze, or like, you know, it's like, there's too much, you know, but it's fun to like really take piece by piece by piece and like, and really see, you know, and then to see it as a cohesive unit and see it as like individual units. It's really beautiful. It's really kind of come together, and it's interesting to see how so many different styles and things can kind of just work so well in like one space. And
it transforms because I don't paint over it and let people go at it again. Like, what it is what it is. So if you paint over somebody else's art, like that's your decision. If you or you paint around it or add to it, and it completely transforms.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Cool. Yeah, it's exciting.
So yeah, do you have any last comments, questions, concerns?
Not really. Yeah, I just think it would be fun to do some kind of maybe like written collaborative thing. That'd be a lot of fun. Or even it'd be fun to kind of like, maybe even on the 28th, kind of like, hey, let's make like a Dadaist poem. You know what I mean? That would be a lot of fun. Or like do like a Dadaist reading or something. Yeah. Yeah, especially since you don't know anything about it, but like, you know, it's fun to kind of explore. I think it's really important to keep these kind of like old themes alive. You know, everyone's heard of like Impressionism and, you know, like abstract expressionism, but it's like Dadaism. That was a lot of fun. And then I think it's really important though to like keep acting these things out, and like, you know, it's so pertinent to war and society and everything of today. So it's like, why can't we just keep these things alive? It would be fun. Yeah, I'd like to see like a Dadaist like poem being read or something. Yeah,
we can totally do that. Any ideas or suggestions are always very appreciated.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, sweet.
All right, everybody. Art Life Video Blog, day 118,
man. Awesome.
And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Woohoo.
Tomorrow's gonna be really exciting.
Oh man.